Welcome to my channel. So I'm talking about life, depression, uncertainties. So one thing I would like to talk about life is that the meaning of life basically is what God has made and not what man has made. So not dwell on our own understanding, like in the book of Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord and lean not on thy own understanding. So basically, that's it. It's just what God has made, not what we have come up with. And if you think about life, those people trying to come up with test tube babies, different types of species by using like test tubes or whatever they are planning to use. But I think life comes from God, and if you look at one of our friends, we have different sizes. As you can see, have a small body, and some people are huge genetically. And so when you think about human beings, when they want to come up with their own structures, they want perfect beings. No one is perfect. They don't want beings with diseases. It's like they're trying to eliminate all that in the rhesus factor or whatever we call it, the genotypes. But I believe that that is where you cannot beat God. Like, you cannot delete all the factors that comprises of our gene, like XY chromosome, the XX chromosome, if there's something like that. I'm trying to remember my biology. So yeah, I just think that there's no one who can have that type particular intelligence to come up with what God has already made. Nothing can be perfect. And if it's perfect, it's not from God. Because it's just a lie. It's like when someone promises to make you rich, or like tells you if you give this certain amount of money, maybe God will give you. God does not work within our timelines. What He has already blessed is already there. You just have to persevere, you just have to go through all the tunnels as you collect those blessings. Because I believe each and every one of us is meant to have what it takes to live this life comfortably and peacefully. Because I don't believe great I don't think there is peace in having all the money in the world, and every time you want to sleep you just think of how to make more money. So anyway, I'm going to go to the next point, depression. So what is depression? Personally, I've been there, and depression is a very trying time. You can do anything. It can lead to desperation, or it could be desperation leading to depression. And I'm going to share my story. Like, that time I was depressed. It's like everything was not, I was not working, I was practically doing nothing with my life. And like, I will see my friends, they're doing amazing stuff in life. Maybe some of them were also like in my shoes, but I felt that I was lagging behind. I felt that there's something I was praying for. Like, I really prayed for God to do it, but when He failed to do it, the first time I really got disappointed. Like, I wanted to do something so strong, like venture into something, and it just wouldn't happen. And the person I thought maybe would help me, they ended up disappointing me. And from there, I just started seeking God even more. I started praying, and just And I'm glad there was someone in my life who knew God, like really knew God, and they will pray and they will tell me, why are you not waiting on the Lord? And stuff like that. And at that point in my life, I just knew that where God will take me, no man can take me. Like, I was desperate. Like, have you ever tried doing anything in life? Yes, you can just wake up and do it, but you cannot do anything. Those times I used to sleep, I just used to eat and sleep. Then it reached a point, I just got into bad company and stuff. And but still deep down, what made me not go to the extremities of maybe what I would have done, it's because I felt like something was calling me to greater things. It's like something was destined for me. I knew it was right ahead, but I did not know which bridge to use to get there. It's like you can see something by faith, like without seeing, but you cannot get there. Nothing in my life was working. I didn't have money. My clothes, I didn't have, like, clothes you can just be decent. I had nothing. I felt like my life was over. It's like, and then I stopped showering. It will take me, for me to shower, something had to motivate me. I will sleep. I will literally cover myself when the sun comes up. Literally cover the curtains with something dark so that I don't have to face the reality of life. And it was a long journey. I even thought of writing a book of my feelings, but I have a book where I wrote about my feelings and the things I felt about the few people whom I felt that I trusted so much. God will let them say what they are saying to like try and break your spirit. But the moment you get over that bridge and get to where you're going, you'll be a better person. You'll be more self-aware. Back then, I don't really think I knew who I was, to be honest. I didn't really know the concept of God in the sense that from His Word, declaring His Word, like the power of the Holy Spirit, like I didn't have the intimacy that a believer should have. And I can say I did go into depression, but not that much. But it made me realize when I'm hitting rock bottom, I have to try and keep busy. I have to try and find ways to just try and get into the things I used to do. For instance, I used to play basketball. So I just tried to to motivate myself by the skills I have, writing, and that's just how I bounce back before I tend to fall sometimes. Not all the time. There are times I fall, and there are times I just feel like giving up, but I developed a habit of writing a letter to Jesus every time I feel disappointed, every time He does something for me. Sometimes I go through them, I'm like, wow. Like there's one here I wrote, Jesus, 3rd December 2018. So I even said hi, I told him good morning and I thanked him. Then in the middle, I was telling him what I want and and I explained why I want it. And then I told him how much I loved him, and then I signed off with my name. So I believe we are spiritual beings as much as we have meat and everything, but we have to trust in the Lord. And to be honest, it's not been easy. So that point is on, is it expectation or, wait, just 1 second, guys. The third expectation. The third expectation is uncertainty, yes. Uncertainty. Sorry about uncertainty. When you don't know how to get over that, you must have hope. How can I explain this? Not just hope in the things you cannot see, but you have to continue doing what you're doing to get there. Sometimes other opportunities may present themselves, but you have to learn to say no. Not everything is meant for you. It may be good, but it may reroute you to where you're supposed to go. And that's the most difficult thing about life, uncertainty. The next step is not always the right step. Your next move is not always the best move. So it takes a lot. And if you connect to sometimes we need to do the people we love and tell them this is what I want to do, this is how I want to do it, and by God's grace and favor, this is where I want to be established in the next 5 years. And I think most parents, they're making their kids, their teenagers just end up using drugs, end up using alcohol, because you find that when a kid is like 18, 17, that's when they want to join college, that's when they want to join uni. And sometimes going to uni does not mean you have to settle for what you do in uni. It means it just helps you be analytical, be able to argue. In a sense, it just gives you what your parents will not give you. It gives you the experiences. And sometimes even those kids who drop out, it's because they see their parents don't understand what they want, because nowadays kids are so intelligent. And one thing I want to put out there is that when a kid is around 8 to around 10, 11, that kid is so intelligent. They're more intelligent than a teenager who is going through imbalanced hormones. Like when I was that age, I remember more memories when I was that age than in my teens. I knew how sting and know how grown-ups react if I behave in a certain way. Like one time, some adults were watching something at night, and you know, kids, you have to sleep by 9, and so I was not sleep by 9. So I crept in the living room, then I hid behind a seat. So what even made them realize I was there? They heard someone snoring, and they were like, "How did she even get there?" But even to this day, I remember I was triggered by something. Like I could not take a no, so it's like I was trying to see the reaction. And kids at that age, you should really kids energy.